Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Ziya. As you all know, this is my cute husband Christian.
Hey guys, how's it going? One of our goals for our YouTube channel when we first started it was to be as real as possible with you guys. We feel like it's really important for couples out there to be real so that people know what it's like to be married and what it's like to be in a relationship. One of the biggest things and most important things is the mental health of your significant other.
You're all about helping each other heal from past experiences or things that affected you in the past, and we are about to share all of that with you guys.
And it's not like our responsibility to work on that, but we can help them and assist them. I feel like it's a personal, individual thing to work on your mental health, whether that's through counseling or through just being open with someone or being real with someone. And so the thing we want to talk about today is healing our inner child.
So what do we mean by healing our inner child?
It's a very deep topic and there's a lot to say about it, but basically what we're trying to say is when you're a child, you're very pure. You're interested, you're curious, you want to learn things, and so because of that, we're very susceptible to influences, whether that be good or bad. And that influence can come from our parents,
Our family members,
like extended family, it can come from friends, our teachers in school, and a lot of different like sources. And all of that impacts how we perceive ourselves and how we perceive others in the world as well.
you might not notice it, but it has a huge role that it plays in your adulthood, how you were treated as a child.
It can influence how we act as adults if we don't recognize it and acknowledge it, like what we're affected by. And so today, me and Ziya, we want to talk about some of those perceptions or negative core beliefs that we believed when we were children.
And they do still affect us as adults.
Yeah. And it's something that we have to keep working on and keep trying to change and develop into like a better self-core belief, right? A more positive version of that. Okay, this first one I think a lot of people can relate to. I think it's something that a lot of adults still struggle with. And it's just because people are mean and not very kind. My first one is like my physical appearance. And like I was told a lot when I was younger, like I was too skinny. And that really affected like how I viewed myself, and I kind of became obsessive with trying to look better or like trying to look bigger. But I remember like what really influenced me was one of the parents after a game. They like it was doing like I wasn't even friends with the kid as much, but one of their I think it was their dad. They came up to me and they were like, "Hey, like on your alone time, you should try and do more push-ups and like get stronger physically." And like that, like as an adult now, like that really pisses me off. Like how dare they like tell like this little kid like you need to be stronger or like, and like the thing is like it's like two-sided, like either you're too skinny or you're too fat. Like people are just mean like that. Like
You're never good enough.
you're never good enough, yeah. And like it's important to take care of yourself, like, and to exercise and eat healthy, but it's not up to us to tell other people what to do. So that one really hurt me.
I was told that I was not beautiful enough. I'm a twin, and like I always felt like I was being compared to him. He had hair and I didn't. He had like a huge, massive afro. He was a really cute baby, and I was really skinny as a baby, and he was a lot bigger than I was, and I felt like people were always comparing me to him. He's so handsome, and like I felt like I was being neglected of how I looked as a child, and that really did affect me emotionally, and it still does, because there are times I tell myself I'm beautiful, but Christian is always there to lift me up and tell me that I am.
I love you, baby. My next one is that like everything bad that's happening in my life or around me, I thought was my fault. But I think the reason why I gained that perception as a kid and then I had to work on it as an adult was because like I'm very like in tune with other people's emotions around me. Like I feel how they feel. I think a lot of people can relate to that. Like you feel if someone's happy, you feel if someone's sad, and I
just feel the energy.
Yeah,
like,
you feel the energy around you, and so the energy around you is bad. Then you could like, and then you feel it inside you. You're like, is it my fault? And then you start like internalizing it because you care about others so much that you don't want to blame them, so you blame yourself instead. Like that, I think that's a good attribute to have as a person, but you got to be careful because it could turn inwards and like come back to bite you.
Yeah, it can be a curse as well.
Yeah, and so I've kind of learned that's kind of like a blessing and a curse. So it's okay to be in tune with other people's emotions, but it's not my fault for what they're feeling or what they're saying and what they're doing.
As a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, we have standards that we live by. And growing up, I always tried my best to live up to those standards. I didn't date outside of my church, and I went to a public school, and I was the only member of the church. And obviously, there are like boys that are gonna try to date you and all of that, and try to convince you otherwise. But I wasn't convinced, and people would tell me that my standards are too high, and that affected me because I'm like, you're not gonna get anybody, you're not gonna get married, blah blah blah. And like,
well, they say like you're full of yourself, or
you're
like
full
you
of
think you're
yourself,
better
you
than other
think you're better
people.
than yeah. And like,
think you're better than other people.
There's a phase that affected me so much was that I act white. I don't know what it meant by them saying I act white, because I don't feel like I acted like in any sort of way.
What does that even mean? I don't know what that means.
But that is what I was told. I was told that I act white, and that my standards are too high, and that I was not gonna get anybody, the person that I'm looking for, and all sorts of things. And those things did hurt me.
My next one is that I think a lot of it's rooted from school and like school influences, and also playing competitive soccer. And the negative core belief was that I have to succeed or excel to be loved. Growing up, I was pretty smart. I feel like I was pretty talented in that aspect with school, and
we are still smart.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty smart now still. I like to act dumb and be kind of silly and goofy, but I think I'm pretty clever and smart that way. But like school was pretty easy for me. I feel like I was usually ahead of people in my class, and I got a lot of praise from that. And like I was pretty good at soccer too, so I got a lot of praise from that. Those things obviously I wasn't good at, but like I feel like my self-esteem relied upon that praise and like doing well. And so then like later in life, when obviously everyone has failures or things they struggle with, then like that really affected my self-esteem.
With everybody that knows me knows that I love sport. The crazy thing is that I only like the sport that the boys play. And I was told that I was boyish, and I was forced to play netball. My teachers were like, why are you not playing netball? Why are you playing cricket? Why are you
That's the sport that girls play more, right?
Yeah, that's the sport that the girls play. And I feel like they were shifting me to this uncomfortable position, and
to be more girly and hang out
with girls, and like I was not comfortable with that. And the only place that I was comfortable with was when I played sports with boys. And I feel like that also was influenced by growing up with brothers, and like I used to play soccer in the streets with my brothers, and that's what I was used to doing.
My next one has a lot to do with social anxiety, which I know kind of seems weird for people watching because they see that I'm very bubbly and outgoing and loud, and I am that, but I'm only that way when I'm comfortable with the people that are around me. So with like family or close friends. Otherwise, I'm kind of more reserved and closed, and I kind of observe and watch.
Yeah, he is. He's very calm and quiet, but when he's around his family, he's wild.
So the negative core belief that I associate with myself was like if I'm not connecting with other people, I must be the problem. Like it's my fault. And that kind of relates to the other one that I shared before. I don't like pretending or being fake or like pretend to be someone I'm not. Like I'm just comfortable being me. And so unfortunately, like a lot of people like to pretend and be fake or pretend to be something else. Because of that, I developed a lot of social anxiety, and like I get really nervous and my heart would beat really fast, and I would sweat and my throat would get really dry, and I would like stumble over my words, and then like people would like make fun of me for that, or like they think I was awkward because of that.
I'm dark in complexion. people will tease you for that, and people will call you names and say all sorts of things. It's not just the children that do that, but teachers as well. We run away from that fact that they do that. Teachers can be bullies too. I've been called names for being dark in complexion. I've been bullied for being dark in complexion. I've been told I wasn't beautiful enough for being dark in complexion. And that has affected my self-esteem. That has affected of how I viewed myself because of how I looked. And everybody that was around me was light-skinned and like, hey, Mnyaman, and those kind of names. People will call you Mnyaman or Mnyaman, like Blakey or something. People will have those names for you. And they think it's funny, like I think it's a nice thing it's a nice thing to say, but it is not. So we need to be careful of what we say to other people. Our words can hurt tremendously, and we might think that we're joking, but it's not a joke. They do affect us. A letter to my inner child. You are okay. It is okay. You are safe. And you are loved. You are beautiful. I know you're hurting. You don't need to hide anymore. You don't need to shut people out. You have nothing to prove. You don't have to hold on to this anymore. This shame, this disappointment, this anger, this agony, you do not have to hold yourself together. You don't have to hold yourself together. You are safe now. I'm here with you with new knowledge. You are here and I absolutely appreciate it. What you still show me when you point out the places that still hurt, I learn more about what you need. I may not always see you, but trust me, I see you now. I may not always listen to you, but I'm listening to you now. I want your questions. I want all the anger you've buried away to come up. You are beautiful, you're smart, you're courageous. You can do whatever you put your mind into. I will do my best to always be by your side.
A letter to my inner child. Christian, your physical appearance is just fine. You're a handsome, good-looking man, and guess what? You're gonna have a beautiful wife in the future. She is gorgeous and stunning, so you're gonna love that. So you have a lot to look forward to. Christian, I know that you are affected by emotions around you. I know that that can influence how you feel about yourself. Don't let it though. You're a good person. You care about others. You want people to be happy. You want to make them smile and make them laugh. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. You are loved no matter what, even if you fail or have shortcomings. If you fail a test or don't do well on an assignment, you're still a good person. You can learn from your failures. Don't let it determine how you view yourself. Don't let it bring you down. Christian, as you grow older, you're going to struggle with anxiety and depression. I want you to know that although you feel all these negative things, that they are not true. That you are strong, and that you need to be open about this with other people so that you can help heal yourself. I'm writing this note to you to know that you are safe and that you are protected now. You got a big, strong Christian there to guide you and to help you. And he's grateful for all that you went through because it's helping him become the man who he is today.